Welcome to Cosmo Talks. I'm Petra. In this episode, we explore mitochondria as your internal power plants and how you can be a good host to your microorganisms. Because together, you form a fascinating ecosystem. And when the interaction is right, when the crosstalk runs smoothly, you flourish. Your body contains trillions of mitochondria, tiny power plants in almost every cell. They produce the ATP that drives all your cellular processes. When mitochondria function well, you have energy. When they become dysfunctional, you feel it: fatigue, brain fog, reduced performance. Mitochondrial dysfunction is one of the hallmarks of aging. With age, your power plants become less efficient, less energy, more waste. But mitochondria can renew. You can make new ones. The question is, are you activating that process? Many people think your mitochondria are fixed. You have a certain number, of a certain quality, and you have to make do. But mitochondria are dynamic. They divide, they fuse, they're broken down and made anew. Mitochondrial biogenesis, the creation of new mitochondria, is an active, regulable process, and mitophagy, the selective clearing of damaged mitochondria, is the other side of the coin. Out with the bad, room for the good. The balance between biogenesis and mitophagy determines the quality of your mitochondrial pool. Too little biogenesis, too little mitophagy, or a disruption of the balance, and your power plants degrade. With age, this balance often shifts. Fewer new mitochondria, more damaged ones that linger. The result, energetic aging. PGC1 alpha is the master regulator of mitochondrial biogenesis. This protein activates the genes needed to produce new mitochondria. Movement is the most powerful activator of PGC1 alpha. When your muscles demand energy, they signal the need for more mitochondrial capacity. The body responds by making more. But in 2023, Cell Metabolism published a study showing that the microbiome influences this pathway. Specific bacterial metabolites, urolithins, produced from polyphenols by gut bacteria, activated PGC1 alpha independently of movement. This partly explains the health effects of polyphenol-rich food. Not the polyphenols themselves, but what your gut bacteria do with them. Here's a fascinating fact. Not everyone has the bacteria that can produce urolithins. Some people eat pomegranates and get the mitochondrial boost. Others don't. Their microbiome lacks the conversion bacteria. A 2022 study in Nature Medicine showed that supplementing with urolithin A, the direct product, improved mitochondrial function in older adults. But the microbiome route is the natural, sustainable way. The lesson: movement activates mitochondrial biogenesis, but a healthy microbiome strengthens the signal and adds its own activation routes. At Cosmo Group, we tested whether people had the bacteria to produce urolithins. The results were revealing. About 40% of our clients produced hardly any urolithins after polyphenol-rich food. Their microbiomes lacked the conversion bacteria. These weren't necessarily people with poor microbiomes in other respects. It was a specific functional gap. An entrepreneur in his mid-50s illustrates this. Active, ate healthily, including lots of berries and pomegranates, but complained of declining energy. His mitochondrial function markers were suboptimal. When we tested, he turned out not to be a urolithin producer. All those polyphenols weren't delivering the mitochondrial boost they could have. We supported his microbiome specifically with prebiotics that feed the right bacteria. After 3 months, he had become a urolithin producer. Same food, new result. His energy level improved noticeably. The aha moment. your mitochondria are renewable, but the renewal depends on signals, and your microbiome supplies part of those signals. Movement is crucial. Polyphenol-rich food is valuable, but the effectiveness of both depends partly on your microbiome. If your microbiome can't make the conversions, you get less of the mitochondrial benefits. If it can, the effects stack. This is again the story of synergy. One intervention is good. Several interventions working together are more powerful. Invest in movement and in polyphenols and in the microbiome that amplifies both. The biohack, the mitochondrial cocktail, combine daily, interval movement, short bursts of intensity, polyphenol-rich food, berries, pomegranate, dark chocolate, and prebiotic fibers for the conversion bacteria. The movement calls for new mitochondria. The polyphenols supply the raw materials for urolithins. The fibers feed the bacteria that make the conversion. All three together is more powerful than each one alone. This was Cosmo Talks. Remember, you're not a machine that can break down. You're not a puzzle made of separate loose pieces. You're an ecosystem that responds. And that's good news, because every moment is a new opportunity to work on your biological age and your health. Want to discover more? Visit cosmogroup.eu. Until next time.